Super Bowl 56 preview.
Mm-hmm.
Rams and Bengals. I know you're going with the Bengals. This combined, the two teams' record, worst combined winning percentage in a Super Bowl matchup ever. Super Bowl 56, SoFi Stadium, LA. And like I look back, right, at the start of the season when the Bengals had the 5th overall pick in the 2021 draft. Penei Sewell, who I think is going to be a very good, fine lineman for the Detroit Lions. Yes, yeah. But the debate was, should the Bengals have picked Sewell over Jamar Chase? And here we are. Like, I think Sewell is going to be a dog for the Lions, right? But Chase has just been terrific.
Potential Hall of Fame.
81 catches, more than 1,400 yards through the air, caught 13 touchdowns, most by a rookie since a guy by the name of Randy Moss. But Ike, as a DB, I had to flip it and go on the other side of the ball. Just for you, Ike Taylor. I love the Bengals offense and all of the weapons that they have. We're not talking enough about this Bengals defense, Ike. Yeah. Trey Hendrickson, guy by the name of Mike Hilton, two of the better offseason acquisitions, and we're still not talking about it. And I know Burrow and the offense gets a lot of the praise, but I go back to you talked earlier when we were with TD and Hines about Burrow taking 9 sacks in the win of the upset on the road of the number 1 seeded Tennessee Titans. To me, that game came down to a 4th and 1. Titans are driving down, and the Bengals stuff Derrick Henry on a key 4th and 1 conversion and turn the ball back over. We're not talking enough about the Bengals defense. We're not.
And that's what people sleeping on. See, right now, everybody getting caught up in this star power hype. You know, the Von Millers, the Aaron Donald, the Malcolm Floyds, the Jalen Ramsey, the could-be comeback man. I wasn't on the couch a couple of days ago, but the Eric Weddle who came back from being at home. Then you got Matthew Stafford. I do love his story. And Cam Akers, I do love his story coming off, his injury. And then after that, you got OBJ that get traded over there. Robert Woods, he gets hurt. And then you got nobody can't check Cooper Kupp, man. And really, nobody can't check Cooper Kupp, man. But when you look at just then you got, who's leading the charge is Coach Sean McVay. He couldn't go to a perfect city, and for his personality and everything, what he got going on, he is Mr. LA. You got to give the man his credit. But man, they got some country folks in Cincinnati, man, and the head guy is Jackpot Joey. And all he want to do is play football, beat teams up. Don't mind getting hit by that bull that's coming straight down to him and smoke a cigar. My favorite. Then you give them some kids, man. You give them a Ferrari. You give them a Porsche. Then you give them a pickup truck, man. So then you give them T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Tyler Boyd. Oh, there you go. Then you give them a big monster truck sitting in the backfield, 2 really big monster trucks sitting in the backfield in Perron from Oklahoma. But Joe Mixon been doing his thing. But then you look on the defensive side. You look at Eli Apple, man, and you might not like Eli Apple. You might say, man, he think he better than what he is, but that's exactly what you want as a cornerback. You want a guy with a lot of confidence who don't give a F on what you think about him. All they want to do is play football. Then you go to the linebacker position. Then you go to the D-line position. Like, this team plays just like a team. So when I say I'm reminiscing on the 05 Pittsburgh Steelers, because they weren't the most talented team, they played better as a team than any other team. That's exactly what we did. We stood our roles. We leaned on our playmakers. The same thing Hines Ward was saying earlier on our show. And that's what made us so special. We just really cared about each other. We didn't care about the star power. We didn't care who we knew on and off the field. We just wanted to play for each other. We wanted to win for each other. So when it comes down to that, I think they have a lot of individualism sitting over there with the LA Rams, and that's just what it is because that's the star power city. But Cincinnati and that defense, man, and what they got going on, them boys just play. I look at LA Rams as the city of Vegas. I look at the Cincinnati Bengals on a country farm. That's exactly how I look at it. So I'm gonna go with the country farm guys, but we're not talking about you 100% right, Mark. We are not talking about the defense enough. But the LA Rams will see Sunday 630.
Trey Hendrickson, 14 sacks off the edge. And Ike, you mentioned Eli Apple. How about Chidobe Awuzie? The other cornerback allowed fewer yards per target than a man by the name of Jalen Ramsey.
Didn't he got drafted by that? Was it a first round draft pick or second round draft pick?
I'm gonna get IT on this of Chidobe. But he's had a terrific season for the Bengals, and no one's talking about him.
From college. Hey man, listen. They got star power over there. We're just not talking about them. But we will see Sunday how explosive, how good this defense is, how many stars, unheard stars, unsung stars they have over there on that defense for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Awuzie, a second-round pick in the 2017 draft, started his career with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
So
he went to Colorado.
Yes, sir. That's spot on. And I'm curious to see how the Bengals deploy Mike Hilton, if he's going to be up against Kupp in the slot, how exactly he's going to be utilized, because we know all about Mike Hilton. I don't fault him for signing that 4-year deal with the Bengals, but a guy who just consistently makes plays for this defense, something we're very familiar with in Pittsburgh.
Mark, I'm gonna go to betonline.ag and I'm gonna bet that little Mike Hilton gonna get MVP of this game.
Whoa.
That's a stretch, but if I hit him, I got action. Because if anybody can shut down Cooper Kupp, it's little Mike Hilton.
Like, if this comes to fruition, like, psychic might not even describe. And it's really hard for a quarterback not to win the Super Bowl MVP, Ike, but if Mike Hilton goes on and wins the Super Bowl MVP, I'm just going to play this clip on loop and say, check the timestamp.
Mark, this what I'm guessing. I'm guessing 2 sacks. I'm guessing 2 interceptions. I'm guessing 5 tackle for losses, and I'm guessing a total of 8 tackles. We're gonna rewind this. When I hit this thing, we're gonna rewind this, and we usually be like, man, I ain't know me playing around here.
I'm really excited to watch the Jalen Ramsey, Jamar Chase matchup as well. If there's one matchup I'm most excited to watch, those two players, because it's like Ramsey's got to go up against players like a Tyreek Hill, a speedster, and then another week it goes up against Mike Evans, totally different style of receiver. So it's like he can run with the fastest, he can ball with the bullies at the line of scrimmage too. So how the Rams utilize him and deploy him is going to be the chess match that I'm really excited to watch too, Ike. So I know you've got the Bengals, but can we get a score prediction here, Ike, before we sign off here?
Yeah, it's going to be 24-27, Cincinnati.
You looked at the exact same score, Ike. The exact same score.
That's tight.
In the rundown. I got the Bengals 27 and the Rams 24.